Hey guys, this is Midge, and I'd like to welcome you to episode 3 of the In One Ear, Out the Other podcast. This week, we're trying a different format. We're going to be having 3 distinct sections, which we divided up by 2 interludes, and basically in these interludes, you'll just hear some of my voice. We'll play a song, and it's just to divide up the episode, because people have been requesting that we upload shorter episodes to make it easier to listen to, but we want to keep it to about the hour we've been uploading all the other times, so we want to make the best of both. The times for each section will be down in the description if you want to go and just listen to one section, then come back later, listen to the second section, and or if you want, you can just listen to the entire thing. Maybe you get to hear some music, and yeah, I'll see you guys throughout the episode, and again at the end. I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye.
We keep our eyes on the goalpost. No sleep, so we stocking up on low-dose. No rest for the weary till we old folks. Memories fade, but they stay taking photos. And when we get the time, we gon' keep them. But till then, you know we keep reaching. Hard work is all we keep preaching. Lead by example, no, we're not leaving.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the In One Ear and Out the Other podcast. I'm Ro, he's me.
Midge.
Yeah. And today we're going to be talking about films.
Yeah.
But, you know, it won't be any kind of serious critical stuff now, you know, pushing the glasses up on your nose and going, the cinematography there in that last one was very good. No. Just like two lads talking shite here. This is none of your Irish Times Magazine rubbish here, lads. First of all, we're going to be talking about our fave films. Then we're going to talk about what we would do in certain situations in films. And obviously, to some films, there's probably not going to be much room for manoeuvre, you know. Oh, what would you do in Police Academy 7? There's not really much material there. Anyway, we'll start with fave films. So what's your absolute favourite film, Mika?
My absolute favourite film is, I'd have to say, Back to the Future.
It's a classic.
It's got
It is a
everything.
classic.
It's got comedy. It's got a good main character. It's got a solid plot line, which can't be said for.
Solid plot line. The amount of holes.
Well, it's better than some of the stuff that came out in the 80s. Like, if it were to come out now with the exact same storyline, you wouldn't be able to see. Oh, it's such an 80s film. And
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
it's
But
got everything.
the thing about time travel is it makes no sense because it doesn't exist. So it's a very difficult genre, but it's way overdone as well. But it's the definitive time traveling film.
Yeah. It's nothing better. Nothing better on the market.
Oh yeah.
Better than what? Hot Tub Time Machine. That classic.
Sorry. Who came up with Hot Tub Time Machine?
I actually don't know.
Okay, yeah, that's probably not one for the Netflix favourite listing, I'll tell you that much. My absolute favourite film, I know you talked about shite coming out of the 80s. It's a guilty pleasure. I've mentioned it before. Just mentioned it, sorry. Police Academy 7, Mission to Moscow.
Oh,
I have never laughed so hard at a film in all my life. All boys.
no, those are funny when you're 7.
Or when you're like 16 in my case.
Mission to Moscow.
Yeah. So
How did they even manage to make 7? Why didn't they just get shut down after the first 2?
after 2 sequels, it always gets out of hand. Thing is though, okay, it dragged on a bit, but they addressed like new world issues because I think it was like early 90s, so it was after the fall of the wall. So the Russians were like our allies now, and they liaised with them for some stupid mission. I can't exactly remember what it was. There was never a huge enough plot to it. But there's this kind of interesting little side story in it, because, you know, it's a complex film. The head policeman, I don't really know much about the police, but the head policeman gets into the wrong taxi and he ends up living with this Russian family for the week, and he's there having the meal with them, and I think he ends up going to like some Russian christening at some stage, or he pretty much becomes one of the family. And but they can't admit they've lost him, so they pay the concierge to stay in his room the entire time and say to anyone who calls to the door that he's in the shower and he'll be down in a minute. I spent the whole afternoon laughing at it, honestly.
Is this like the way you laugh at, like, you find Nicolas Cage films good? Is it because they're like, because some of them are good, but some of them are just so stupid. You have to laugh
Says
at
the
them.
man who thought National Treasure 2 Book of Secrets was good.
That's one of his better films. Well,
Yeah.
it's not as good as Con Air. It's one of my personal favourite Nick Cage films? What would be your favourite Nick Cage film?
In fairness, I know I've just slagged it off. Both National Treasure films were, for Nicolas Cage films, by his standards, they were on point. Fucking on point. I have to say that much.
Well, another one of my favourite films would have to be Shawshank Redemption.
Okay.
I know you like this one as well.
It's an actual decent film. I've always had a fear though, ever since, I've been trapped in pipes. You know that scene?
No spoilers. It might be
No,
a
but
20-year-old film, but
you can just imagine there was going to be a split in the pipes at some stage, and this is properly like, if it were a Police Academy film, there will be a balls joke there or something as he goes down between the two. You know, there's a split in the pipes and he gets it right up between the legs, and you know there'll be a long time digging him out of that.
it's the definitive. It's a classic film, and everyone loves it.
Yeah.
Like there's a reason it's number one on IMDb.
Yes, and they didn't go mad and make loads of sequels like, you know the way that Godfather. Okay, yeah, they could do 2 because it's amazing. Come on, lads, you were pushing your luck with 3. 3 was awful. They didn't do like Shawshank 2 where he gets rearrested or something.
What, you mean like Prison Break? Like he was in prison, then they broke out, then he was in another prison, then they broke out, and now in the new season which is coming out, he's in some Arab prison again. Like, for goodness sake, man, just get your life in order.
Yeah, like they're gonna have to do a proper review of all the correctional facilities in that film or in that series at this stage. But apart from that, have you any other like guilty pleasure films that you just know are awful?
The first Transformers. Like, I'm not even.
I don't even remember the first Transformers.
The first
at this
Transformers
stage.
is the best Transformers because they keep it simple. There's 5 on each team, and it's just, there's actually a storyline. Unlike the second one, which just makes no sense. The third one where they just destroy Chicago, and the fourth one where midway through they go to China for no reason whatsoever.
They're always like, they always go on for forever and a day as well.
Yeah.
Was it 3 or 4? Went on forever.
I think it was 4.
I remember getting up and the whole, when in a really long film, you get that groan as the whole cinema stands up for the first time in 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Right? It was like that, but I suppose some really long films, like Avatar went on for ages, and that's supposed to be amazing.
Well, it's
Titanic.
put it this way, Avatar, it was good at the time. It wasn't good at the time. People loved it because of the animation and the 3D. But the storyline, it's a bit...
It's not
it's recycled from Dances with Wolves and Pocahontas.
Yeah.
It's there weren't any standout characters. There wasn't any, like, the villain is like a mean army guy, which is kind of a stereotype. It's everything that Star Wars wasn't. Like in Star Wars, you have Luke, you have Han Solo, you have Leia, you have Chewie, you have Darth Vader, like the ultimate villain. And it's just, that's the difference. What makes a good film and a great film is that there's something that people can relate, that people like remember. Like if you were to ask anyone now about Avatar,
It's blue people.
what is it? It's blue people and big trees.
Yeah, they want to do something new with film, and they want to just use all the technology. It was a bit like, you see those 80s music videos, and they just learned how to do like special effects for them. So your man literally he goes on the computer and he fucking clicks all the buttons for the special effects, right? The floor is lighting up, there's rainbows in the background, right? It was like that with Avatar. They did all these big mad wide shots so they could use the 3D.
Yeah.
Because that was like, for the first time, it was a big deal, the IMAX stuff, right? And they wanted to do like, just riddle the thing with CGI. So they just wanted to do something new in film. If you made that film again, it's not going to be any better if you would have seen it before. And even like Titanic, which is supposed to be the other James Cameron classic.
Yeah.
You know what's going to happen at the end. The fucking ship is going down, right? But I'll give him, at least he focuses in on like the posh girl and the poor fella, right? like you don't know the story, because otherwise it's just a dramatization of the Titanic. You know the ship is going down, right? If I didn't love Celine Dion, would never have watched that film.
I don't. And you say it's an all right film. You know, it's pretty good. It drags on for a bit.
It drags on for nearly the length of the voyage of the Titanic.
And then at the end, you know, Jack, I think his name is, he could have well got onto that wardrobe if Rose had, I don't know, sat up. And the argument is, oh, I would have capsized. Rose sits on one end.
That's an episode of Mythbusters right there.
Leo sits on the other end. You're grand.
Yeah.
Like, they would have both survived. But
Love to see that Mythbusted now. See if you can get that big wardrobe to stand up in the water.
I bet it's been done. Wouldn't be that hard.
Right. On to our first film scenario of the day, I think.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, I'm sure many of you have seen the film Brewster's Millions, but we'll sum it up for you. You go ahead there.
So, basically, Brewster gets brought in by these attorneys. That is, his great uncle is leaving him some money. I think it's 300 million at the time.
Yeah, in today's money, that'd be about $660 million.
Yeah. But he says there's one catch. You can have the money, but within the next month, you have to spend $30 million. You cannot spend it on yourself. Like, you can't buy any assets. You have to not be owning anything more than you were.
Yeah, you can't buy assets and you can't destroy assets. Because you know the anecdote he uses it. You can't just buy a couple of Rembrandts and then use them as firewood.
No,
right?
You can't do that. You can give 5% to charity and you can gamble away 5%.
Yeah.
And what else can you do? You have to have all the money spent by the deadline.
Yeah. So, in today's money, we're using the definitive film, because there was like 5 of them made. We're using the definitive film as the one made in 1985. Many of you know that one as the one with Richard Pryor as Brewster.
It's also got John Candy in it.
Yeah, it's that one, the definitive one of the 80s. Now, 30 million in 1985 is worth about $65 million in today's money.
Yeah.
Now, minus, and I need to work this out now, minus 10% if you've gambled away on something stupid.
6 million. No, 5% gone is 3 million. About 3 million.
Oh, yeah.
So you gamble away.
It's actually 66 million. Oh, this is going to be very easy for the maths now. 66 million minus 6 million, which is 10%, which you've gambled and given away. And we're talking about properly stupid bets now.
Yeah, like now, you'd bet on, I don't know, Northern Ireland to win the Euros.
But then again,
never pay off.
Then again, had you done it last year, you probably would have bet on Leicester to win the Premier League. So you never know. But assuming you gamble it away successfully,
the only time you ever want to lose money when you're gambling.
Yeah, so it's 60 million in 30 days, which is $2 million a day.
Which is doable, you know.
That's quite the afternoon on the town, isn't it?
Well, you know, you get your big entourage together.
Yeah.
You know, all your mates. You fly them in from all over the world, charter jets. That's already good amount of money.
You go everywhere by helicopter and charter jet.
Yeah.
But you have the car follow in case it breaks down. Yeah. And you rent a limo every day, of course.
Then you first of all you go to, I don't know, Tommy Hilfiger, and you rent yourself about 5 suits, 10 suits, something like that. So you wear a new one every day. You know, you want to keep it. You want to keep it simple, but you don't want to keep it stupid. So.
Yeah, and you have Tommy Hilfiger like personally tailor the suits specifically for you, but you only rent them out. What else? You're gonna have to rent out some pretty
apartments,
pretty nice bachelor pads. We're thinking Monte Carlo, New York, Saint-Tropez, London, and some crummy place in Dublin as well, right? Yeah. Now, obviously, in 30 days, you might be around to all of them, all of the time, right?
So you have to pay someone to mind your house.
But you don't want to have the residents of these good places think you're leaving these things go derelict and go to waste. So you want to throw a few cracking parties, regardless of whether you're there or not, and invite like literally just everybody
come over,
coming on the
all
street.
The food, all the drink, you know,
Food
you get
drink.
live bands to play, you know.
Yeah.
And then you have your main parties where you're the main person. So, you go in and you hire, I don't know, you hire Avicii for the open, for just the normal, like the pre-drinks. You hire Avicii to play that. Then you go and hire Drake to perform for you and your mates. After that you go for beer with Drake. That'd be about 700,000. Because he's Drake. And
Thing is, though, you can't technically own any assets for any point, and buy and drink is technically assets. So you have to get everybody to bring a bottle. You can have all the world's top music superstars, because technically you haven't bought any assets there. You've only paid them a fee for the evening, but you can't.
Yeah, you can't buy anything
Yeah.
for them. So what you do is you hire the catering company.
Oh yeah.
That's hiring. They provide all the drinks. They provide all the food.
Yeah, and you'd have to rent. You have to obviously rent all your bachelor pads and all the rest of it furnished, because otherwise, you have to go. You can't waste a whole day of money spending going like antiquing.
No.
And you can't buy assets either.
Get your personal shopper to do that for
Oh
you.
yeah, sorry, I forgot. You need a personal shopper to rent stuff.
Yes.
It'd be a tough old game now.
I wouldn't mind it. I'm sure you wouldn't.
Yeah.
Well, you could. Look, you fly from Monte Carlo. You get a helicopter to Charles de Gaulle. From there, you charter your own jet. Flies you over to New York.
Mm-hmm.
Go to your apartment there. Have another big party. Invite everyone. Rent a speedboat. Go out the Hudson River. Something like that. Enjoy yourself. Live the Wolf of Wall Street lifestyle.
You'd be fairly wrecked though, but it's fairly ideal if you keep flying west to go through all your different bachelor pad party locations, because as you keep flying, because they're behind time, it's only slightly later in the day by the time you arrive, so you've lost almost no time in spending money. You'll probably be dead, but look. Oh, and every morning you have your latte flown in from Milan.
Mm-hmm. You have your
You have your full fry up flown in from Johnny Fox's up in Glencullen.
What else do? You have your orange juice.
Straight from Florida.
Yeah, flown in the oranges.
You get the guy who runs the place runs the orange farm for Tropicana. You have him juice it himself.
No, you have him fly over the oranges himself.
And
then he juices them in front of you.
He has juiced them for you. Yeah. On chartered planes.
Yeah, of course. That's the only way to do it.
It's the only way to do it.
You go to, I don't know, England, you watch a couple of football matches, front row seats in the press box.
Oh,
with
yeah.
all like David Beckham and all them that sit up there.
Then when you be going into the nightclub with the boys afterwards, does bribing the bouncer, does that count as like giving away money?
I think it's paying him for a service to let you in the discreet entrance, the VIP entrance.
Paying him a bribe.
I wouldn't say it's a bribe. It's more like a
big fistful of money. That's
It's more of like a guarantee to get into the VIP entrance and be able to sit in the VIP area of the nightclub. One of your rich pals must know the nightclub owner, so he can get you in as well.
I suppose, of course, whenever you go out for a meal, you pick up the tab for the whole restaurant. Needless to say.
Yeah, because you're not paying for yourself, really.
No.
You're paying for everybody.
And you say, lads, no rubbish. Best champagne there for all the boys. So I reckon $2 million a day. I'm not sure what that is in euro, but we have this sorted. Oh, and you constantly convert your money into all different currencies, because you lose just so much on really bad exchange. You know that really dodgy money changing place at the airport. Get it all changed there. Lose about half of it in fees.
So easy.
We have this sorted.
Yeah.
I guarantee you now, some eccentric millionaire will find us. You find us on YouTube
and of course you couldn't be spending it on like drugs or something, because that's illegal, and this is all run very legally.
Yeah,
there's a team of lawyers.
It should be mentioned. There's a team
behind
of
you.
bastard lawyers who are out to take your money
Yeah.
if you do anything wrong.
So you have to make sure that that everyone is clean coming in. You can't be dodgy dealings.
That means you have to hire another bouncer as well.
Oh yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
More money
for all your parties. So that's more money down the drain. And you don't hire, the chancy guy who.
You hire Conor McGregor to be your
Yeah,
bouncer.
actually, yeah. You want to hire, no rubbish, 2 MMA fighters.
Yeah, one on each side of the door.
Yeah.
Of course.
Just to make sure there's no messing.
Yeah.
And then you just hire, I hire, some famous actors to pour out the drinks and pick up all the glasses and whatever else,
This is easy.
Because,
How is this ever a challenge in the film?
Paris Hilton,
Yeah.
she gets paid to host parties in Las Vegas. So there's a lot of the parties you're not going to be there. So you got to pay her. And her appearance fee alone is €200,000.
Oh.
So that's, and I know it's stupid to say this, that's so much more money down the drain already. We would have this sorted. Anybody who wants to give us 600 and, what is it? Oh no, yeah. 66.61 million, according to our calculations, to spend in 30 days are more than welcome.
Oh, and what else?
You can contact us on Facebook if you want. It's good.
Oh yeah, you also remember the charity golf day.
Oh yeah.
Of course, you have to organise a charity golf day.
Charity dinner.
Yeah, you invite Tiger Woods to come over and McIlroy and all the boys.
All the boys.
And then you end up, oh, what's that Tiger? Who you're playing with? Oh, it seems like you're playing with me, Tiger.
Yeah. There's been a mix-up on the team sheet. You have to tee off dead last with me.
Charity dinner, pay him whatever amount of money whatever he wants,
Yeah, whatever he wants. Because he definitely charge an appearance fee at the charity dinner. Particularly because, and we probably should have mentioned at the start, you're not allowed to tell anyone.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going to think you're mad. So, if it gets too out of control, or it gets too obvious that you're just a lunatic out spending money, you probably get locked up in an institution or something. So, you gotta
keep it.
You gotta keep some of the stuff on the down low.
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Do that.
So guys, welcome to the first interlude. Just heard us discuss our favourite movies and what we would do if we were placed in the situation of Brewster's Millions and had to spend €60 million within 30 days. It's pretty funny listening back to us. It's a pretty funny conversation. If you guys have any ideas yourself what you would get up to with that sort of money, put it down in the description down below. The comments. But anyway, what is in the description is the timings if you guys want to jump back to this, or if you guys want to skip to the next one. Whatever you want to do, any feedback from you guys would be great to hear. Put it down in the comments, and yeah, we'll write out on some music, and I'll see you guys in the next interlude. Bye.
Words feel like chalk on the blacktop, cause when it rains they're gone, it's invisible ink. No Sharpie or indelible stink. Avoid the middleman by not using pens and papers. Verbal contracts only master fear and hatred. Operate the way that makes you feel the safest. Plagiarize the status quo, you just cut and paste it. I say fuck the wait list. If you don't want me now, you must be fucking wasted. Success is a flavor I have not yet tasted, but it's been a fucking ride and there is no debating. No sidelines for us, my lungs will bust before I put myself on the bench and pack it up. Pull yourself out of bed and try standing up. You got a lot of work to do, I hope you pack to lunch.
I'm still in bed even though it's light, cause I can't fight these dreams. I'm in some picture that don't look right, but it's still nice to be seen. I pick my head off the pillow, I see my shoes on that floor. I can't find any good reason, but I still walk out that door.
Mr. Peter Muth, thank you for singing the hook, my friend. I'm gonna do another verse right now. Thank you. Never been the type to deal in any absolutes. Shades of gray so subtle in they absent truth. Relatively we're irrelevant, but ask the youth, and the cynicism's gone like poof, vamoose, goodbye. It seems so hard, so why try? The bed's so easy when sleep's your high. The blinds collapse and then you close your eyes, and when you're in your dream there's no thorn in your side. Fuck the bullshit, bring the troops in. No propriety left, quit saluting. Grab the guns, line them up and start shooting. And when the walls come down, start looting. Break that glass till the window smash. Inhibitions pass, it's a metaphor, don't be an ass. Top of the class, we don't do it for cash. Running on E, but mashing the gas. 16 spitter, no quitter, not even. I will literally only stop if not breathing. Trying to wash your sins, I'm a motherfucking heathen. I don't hate religion, just what comes of extremism. All of that bleeding, I don't see the reason. Can't even tell which side is actually talking treason. Dreaming of someday when we're even. You must be drunk off cold beer like you're Steven. Jesus, please back up and start leaving. Riding with my family, I don't need no other demons. Seamless, opposite of what my genes is. I'm driving under influence, but I'm not weaving.
Our next film situation is we're kind of going to do like Battle Royale stroke Hunger Games. Now, for anyone, like everybody knows the Hunger Games. I haven't seen it, but everybody knows them. Right? But it's pretty much a rip-off of this Japanese film from, I think it's the late 90s.
No, it's also a book.
Yeah,
book and a film.
The book, and they made a film about it as well. Battle Royale. Now, Battle Royale, there's this classroom of brat kids, and their teacher takes them on this school tour out to the forest. And of course, it starts like every other school tour. But they're messing on the bus, and they're on their phone. There's one kid up their phone going, sir, my master didn't have to do this. Where the fuck do I have to go? Or whatever it is in Japanese. The subtitles weren't that great, to be honest. Now, I can't remember all the details, but
basically
they made each other fight to the death.
Yeah.
But
they all get...
Yeah, the kids that got... They had your man, the teacher there, who had, quite frankly, enough of their shite by the time they got off the bus, was there with the list.
And he goes,
and he's like...
Okay, here's your bag of supplies and your weapons inside.
Jacinta Byrne, yes sir. And they give her like her
short sawn-off shotgun.
Her sawn... Well, yeah. So you get your bag of supplies, you know, your 6-pack of cans, and your packet of John Player or whatever else, you know. Rolling papers. And, or whatever it is the Japanese smoke. And, and you get a weapon. But of course, the people who were called there first got all the cracking weapons. And that fat chap who was whinging on the bus, he gets like a bin lid or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's granny still has the metal bin lid. Right?
He gets, and the other guy gets a paper fan.
Yeah. But listen, the boy with the bin lid had the last laugh because it was proper raining outside, right? Up on the head, he was dry as a bone. Anyway, I think because there was a couple I didn't watch the whole thing. They pretty much just kill each other off after a while, but he survives for a while because he uses the bin lid to beat the shit through someone with it, right? And he takes their weapon and kills them. But and obviously the Hunger Games, everyone knows it's a similar situation, but it's not a school tour, and the teacher doesn't do it just because like
you're all arseholes.
Yeah, he's had enough of their crap.
So now the Hunger Games. If anyone doesn't know the premise of this, you're an idiot. It's a TV show.
Yeah, you obviously have quite the pain in the back from living under that rock for all those years.
You know, the capital, whatever they're called. From the bread country, Panem. You have them, and they take a boy and a girl aged between 12 and 18 to fight to the death in a televised TV special.
Yeah.
I guess this can last up to like 2 weeks, so I know what everyone's doing for those 2 weeks. They're just sitting there watching TV, and most of the time it'd be pretty boring because everyone's just like hiding out in like a tree or something. And I was like, nothing's happening here. It's like a really boring football match, or it's like the golf when it's been rained off and they've had to all come off, and they just show like some highlights and analysis.
Oh yeah,
that's basically what it is.
But we're thinking like Battle Royale type of situation.
Yeah, but it's a TV show.
We're probably gonna panic First of all, if it's on TV, we just know my dad is going to try and get the pirate coverage of it because it was on pay-per-view, right? So, we'll be there fending for our lives. And Dad is there on myp2p.com trying to find a live stream of it. It's really jumpy. I'm about to get killed and some stupid pop-up ad comes up.
I know. So, what happens is, you've got, basically, to start off, you've been selected to pick this, tough shit, well. So anyway, you all go there and you've got a week to prepare to fight, like, so what do? If you're an idiot, you go to the gym. If you're smart like us, you pig out, you eat as much as you can, so you don't starve, and you put on about extra 5 kilos, which is like 30,000 calories. So
yeah, but then you're gonna drop your weapon and you'll bend over and everyone hear you going.
No. You don't need. You'll be. It's not like you're unfit. You just have a few more kilos on you. Eat a lot of brown pasta and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway,
the brown Swiss roll. That's the healthiest. Everyone says, "Oh, if it's brown, it's healthy." Our teacher always used to tell us that one, and he gave us a major members. This guy anyway. He gave us a big lecture one day. Lads, if it's brown, it's good for you. And didn't Ro go back to the shops then next day? Matt Riley cakes, big Swiss roll. I don't know if anyone else's local shop stocks the Matt Riley cakes. Honestly, you're better off eating styrofoam. It's that bad for you.
Anyway, you want to be kind of getting prepared for life out in the wilderness. Learn how to light fires without your Rasta lighter.
Sorry. Just give a bit of context here. I don't actually smoke, but I toast many a marshmallow over my cigarette lighter, right? But there's only one guy who sells them to me, and he's proper dodgy, right? Because he's primarily a dealer, but he runs a shop on the side, and so all his lighters say like Rasta or weed or puff 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 on the side of them or something. So there's kind of implications there, just in case people thought I had actually written Rasta on the side of my light.
So anyway, you have to learn how to, I'd be,
what? Lighting fire. So you could just sneak in and no light though, couldn't you?
No, they find you, they'll end up, actually no, they won't shoot you because, they want you to be killed out in the arena, so they'll just kind of injure you, so then you're the easiest to kill. And
they make you put your hands over the lighters, they're all burned. Oh no, I can't operate my bin lid, oh no!
Okay, so, you want to be planning ahead, what weapons you want. So, I myself would be going for some throwing knives because, I'm sneaky like that and I'd just be hiding if anyone comes along, bang.
Yeah, you think you're going to be all Ninja Warrior though. You're well going to miss.
Well, if you have like 5 of them, you're bound to hit one of them, and even if you injure them, you just go up and stab them.
Yeah, but the second you turn around, he's going to be there, oh, what the fuck was that? And you'll be turning around, and you're just going to get a big crossbow through the fucking mouth.
Well, you only go for the idiots.
Thing is, though, we were talking about this a while ago. There's one chap in our school, because they always get crossbows. There's one chap in our school, and someone would be carrying their arrows, and they would probably forgiven him or passed him by or something, and he'll have his life spared. But they'd be there carrying their arrows, and he'd just knock the arrow out of the pocket. Oh, one strapping! Arrow through the mouth for him.
Oh no, but you have to stand on this little pedestal for a minute, and you gotta. So you either have the option, you go into the middle and get all the weapons, or you run away. Like a little bitch.
It's kind of like... Remember when we used to play dodgeball at PE?
Yeah.
And you could run into the middle to get the balls, or you could stay back and keep dodging.
Yes. So, anyway, what I'd be doing is, I'd be kind of running halfway in, trying to get one of those bags, because the bags have got, like, shit in it that you might need, like a sleeping bag. If there's anyone else coming, kick in the face, grab the bag, and you run away. let someone else kill him for you.
May just turn into a dirty little scumbag now. Talking about this.
It's all about winning.
It's all about winning.
You know, the other people you're fighting against.
It's all about murder. See, we reckoned at one stage, because I'm a real charmer, me. I'd be able to break a wee peace deal with them.
You'll end up pissing them off so much.
Yeah,
so this is not being recorded.
Yeah, so we'll probably blow it. We do well at Brewster's Millions, but we'll blow Battle Royale, especially me. Especially me.
No, it'd be great, You get your bag and you run off. You just run as quickly as you can. Then you gotta look for your water and your food.
You're probably gonna realise there's just a load of sandwiches wrapped up in tinfoil in yours or something.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And then you have to swap your ham sandwiches for the the bin lid that fat kid has, because he's probably gonna want the sandwiches,
I know, but Ro, he'd be going for, there'd be a little bin which says firewood on it, and be full of old hurls, and he'd be going up there, looking for the perfect hurl, and there's absolute anarchy going on, blood everywhere. You're kind of looking, is this a star hurley? What is it?
yeah. Hitting the shaft with, there's not much flex on that hurl. Better break.
You get your hurl, and then you leg it off, and you'll end up kind of camping out and getting a few kills in, and then you'd win. You'd be like, fuck you guys, I've won, you're all dead.
There'd be one person left and I wouldn't realise, and I'd just be there back at wherever the winners go, whenever, striking the slither against the wall.
Behind you, bang, in the back of the head.
Shank.
But, there's one thing nobody ever thinks about, and it's my specialised weapon. If all else fails, this is like your sidearm. It's a little invention called pocket sand, and it's exactly what it sounds like.
It's sand for your pocket. Right? Mage came up with this a few weeks ago.
It doesn't even have to be sand. I haven't come up with it. I've just made it extra special because it's not just sand, but it's also you can use dirt. Dried earth. Anything really that'll get into someone's eyes. So picture it this way: there's a guy coming towards you. You can see he's only got a sword. You throw 2 throwing knives. One hits him in the arm. He's not out for the count yet. He comes up to you, but he's kind of disorientated because he's panicked because he's been hit. Grab in, pocket sand in the face, kind of. Because I don't know if you've experienced this. Been near the beach when it's windy. My! That's just a tiny little grain of sand. You're like, oh no! Help me! So, entire fistful of sand in his face. He's like, oh! Spin around, bang. That's the way to do it.
May just turn, over the course of, how long has this podcast been going for? Over the course of about half an hour, it may just turn into quite a ruthless killer.
Well, you've got to remember always to refill your pocket sand, because what'll end up happening is someone will have cornered you and you'll grab into your pockets and there'll be nothing there and it'll be like, oh fuck. You're dead.
Right.
But knowing us, we'll be those idiots that'll end up, you'll end up having to hold in a dump for so long. You're just like, oh, and then just as you're starting to, not getting anything, just as you settle down to, answer nature's call, you'll see some lads and you'll be that idiot who died with his trousers around his ankles.
No, you'll be like Neil, that episode of The In-Betweeners where he used to piss in the can? I can't stop, mate, I can't stop.
That's what'll end up
Stop pissing.
That's what'll end up happening to us, or we'd be staying awake so long that you'd end up falling asleep and you'd end up like impaling yourself on your own sword because those are the idiots that we are.
That's something I always wondered about films, right? And I was thinking about this recently. How come James Bond never has to go for a piss? He's sculling back all these martinis. Okay, like he's on the go. So when you run about, your bladder closes up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to go to the toilet. But like, at some stage, he's just gonna have to go. The name's Bond. James Bond. Sorry, 2 seconds, love. Going for a slash, yeah? Because he always had those awkward moments where he has to meet with the villain. But, he could be just there in, whatever it is. He's down in the villain's lair, and he's there in the staff toilets with Jaws or whatever. Just up at the urinals. Awkward as fuck.
Oh no. Anyway, moral of the story is,
Moral
you're
of
in-
the story.
if you're in the
There's a
Hunger
moral
Games,
to this
if you're
story.
in the Hunger Games, don't be an idiot. Think, what would Midge and Ro do? And they'd be like,
Yeah, and just do the opposite of that.
no. Do exactly what we tell you. We're experts.
Yeah, you should definitely blindly follow whatever we try and do. We are God, right?
Yes.
What about God? You say on a Sunday, you listen to this, because going to math, that takes about the same amount of time.
So anyway,
Oh,
if you want to survive, we're the experts.
Yeah. We're experts on survival,
Experts
women,
on killing,
films.
everything really.
Yeah.
So
You want to know how to... You want a system for blackjack? We're the men.
So guys, this is the second and final interlude of today's episode. Just taking a natural break here. It's a good place to take a break after just discussing the Hunger Games and what we would do. It's pretty good conversation. I was pleased the way it worked out. We, as you can see, Rowan, we would just, he would be killed instantly. I, of course, would win because I'm the boss, and well, I'm not a psychopath, but it did sound a bit like that during the piece. But anyway, I'll just let you guys take a break now if you want, or just continue listening on again. We have some music on, and yeah, I'll see you guys for the last and final outro. And yeah, I will see you guys soon.
And you
Goodbye.
can't be bargained with. Shit so butter, but they selling you margarine. Don't buy it. Keep trying. Save your strength for what you've been eyeing. Both eyes open. Patches ain't pirate. Caribbean dreams are unseen, but I digress into the present tense. We all hesitant. Ain't one of us heaven sent. Emotions build up, so you better vent. Stick out like sore thumbs in that leather vest. But even in that thing, you are not an animal. Even in Hamden on the avenue. Fanny pack looking like a kangaroo. Whatever you need to keep up that mandible. Ups and downs with the peaks and valleys. I reach my palace and it's in the alley. No cage, more like the jungle. Thoughts run free, but my ego's humble. I wish everyone still could hope for the things they dreamed they could leave that dope for. But I'm a realist and I'm revealing the things that cut me, so fuck these feelings. Come on, cut the reeling. It's time to cast again. Blast off, mask off, fuck the oxygen. Time continuing, my mind is asking when the pain will stop. We fade to black again. Shades of gray, absolutes, no truth in them. No line in the sand, I cruise to them. That troll, that bridge, I'm used to them. Pay no toll, easy pass, never lose to them. Price is wrong, I shop for deals. No carry, cause Barker has got the wheel. Long road, but we never gonna stop for meals. We just hammer on, like a glockenspiel. Cop a feel on the tits of life, I just might relish the hate. I taste it's like spice on my tongue. My venom does not require spite. Unlike thirst is quenched without Sprite like shit's just too hot. The movement is understated, the music is underrated. We make shit that you love and then hope that it gets related.
So anyway, what's next up on our
Are we doing
special list?
Groundhog Day, or what are we doing?
Yes, we'll do Groundhog
So
Day.
Groundhog Day, this is another fairly obvious one. But I say there's the odd dope out in the audience, and we probably know him because we associate with ourselves with some stupid people.
Not
Not
naming any names.
We're not naming any names, but he's probably gonna know who he is. who a couple of people who don't know the film Groundhog Day. So you can go and explain what you know in Midge.
So basically, this lad, he wakes up one day on Groundhog Day, and it's just a normal day. It's pretty. There's nothing extraordinary.
Yeah. It's the news reporter, and it's the day he has to report on the groundhog.
Yeah.
Who he predicts the weather, doesn't he?
it's like, oh yeah, will winter end? It's some traditional thing. But anyway, it makes no difference. Like, it makes nothing bad happens to him really. You know, he doesn't like get hit by a car or anything. It's just a normal day. Wakes up the next day. It's the same day, and he has to go and report on Groundhog Day again.
Mm-hmm.
And again, and again, and again. And he doesn't know what is going on, or why any of this is happening. But, yeah, he ends up making the most of it. And, you know, he ends up learning how to play the piano and stuff like that. You know, he embraces it. But if this happened to you, you would just be like, what is going on? Especially if it would be like, I don't know, like, you were very tired and it's like you were living alone. You wouldn't realize really, and especially if you sleep till like 12 o'clock in the afternoon, like 12 o'clock, and I don't know, get up then, you wouldn't really realize that anything was too wrong.
The only thing you'd notice was that Netflix never saved your place in any of your
or some of the, you know, there'd be different things
box
like,
sets, yeah.
I swear I bought bananas yesterday. And then they're not there, stuff like that.
That'll
And you
tick you off. Not that the weather's the exact same every day, or.
And then you look at your phone and you're scrolling down your Facebook timeline. It's like, you know, I've seen all this before. And then you look at the date and you think, oh, must be something wrong with my phone. I don't know. You head down to the shop, buy a newspaper, exact same date. It would take you a while to realize what was going on. But then you go to, then you think like, oh, I don't know. And you go to sleep again and you wake up the exact same day. And you just be like, what is going on? I need help. So then you kind of, it'd be great, you know. You go to the pub or go to some nightclubs and you meet this girl. You get talking to her and you kind of learn slowly about her, like, you know, and you kind of appeal to what she likes, and then, you know, or you could be, you know, you go there and then, you know, you see the football, you see like the horse racing results for the day, you memorize them in the morning, €100 on my son Jack, whatever horses he wins.
Always have stupid names, yeah.
He wins. You've got the rest of the day to spend all that money. You know, have a great time.
End of the day, throw the rest of the money out the window.
Yeah, go to sleep again. Same day again.
But the point of Groundhog Day was that he was really cynical.
Yeah.
And that he eventually changed his ways. But like, okay, you get around to that eventually.
But you know, you'd be thinking like,
you'd have your fun. This is one you can't really fail at, because you can fail at Brewster's Millions and you can really screw up in Battle Royale at the Hunger Games.
oh yeah, like you can be that idiot who, like, you know, first blood.
Yeah, he trips over on the way out.
Breaks his neck while he trips over.
Yeah. Like, you know in Battle Royale they give him the big bag of stuff. You wonder if you know that cold spray that everyone's football manager has when you get kicked in the shin. It's just there. You know, like, he's just there. Then big fucking arrow up the arse or whatever.
You can't really mess this up unless, like, you, like, I wouldn't dare, like, kill someone, because, you know, something's going on, and if you kill someone and then you think, oh, it's going to be grand, you wake up the next day and there's, like, some police outside going to take you away. You'd be like, so that's what you've got to do to get out of this one day, is kill someone.
Yeah, see, you have to put your man in you have to kind of put yourself in his shoes, because for anybody who's seen the film, think, oh yeah, like, I just have my fun, and then after a while be less cynical, and he gets together with that woman at the end, right? But, like, you wouldn't know.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd probably, like, try and exhaust all avenues.
Yeah. But, you know,
you go for all the cliche stuff first, though. Like, have a really startling, pretend to have a really startling revelation about your life, or, you know, something really cliched. Say something. Oh, now I realise money isn't the source of happiness, or
Say that before you go to bed.
bananas are an excellent source of potassium, or whatever. Like, I don't know. That they'd
I don't know. If you killed yourself, what would happen? If you killed yourself, what would happen?
In Groundhog Day.
Would you wake up the next day? Because everything gets undone really. Like there's nothing that he really does has an effect on the next day.
And if you didn't go to sleep, what happens?
Yeah. Well, maybe it's just like at 12 o'clock it kind of changes. It's kind of, you're stuck in a loop. And that, like, even if you stayed awake,
But after a while, you'd nearly think you were just stuck forever.
Mm.
And you definitely start murdering people.
Yeah. If you had one day and you could do anything you wanted and it could be changed back, what would you do? Like,
There'd be the odd murder. I'm not gonna lie.
It's one day, but
Someone's getting run through with a broadsword. But on the other hand, you'd spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
Let's face it. But at the same time, if you knew you had a number of days to do it, you'd like...
Nah, it's one day.
And it was all going to be reversed.
Even if you died, wake up the day again.
But you don't get another Groundhog Day.
You don't get another...
Okay.
Just one day.
You know what? I'd bum rush into the Dáil.
Mm-hmm.
Start a proper scrap with all the lads. I'd probably take off my shirt. Like something to get you on the news. A bit like... And we'll probably link it in the description or something, but there's this absolutely brilliant video of Pat Kenny getting heckled in the Late Late Show.
Oh,
right?
yes. Do something like
This was
that.
obviously this guy's Groundhog Day. He was stinking drunk, right? And I only found out later. His daughter was with him that night, so that was a good night for her. But
we'll let people, don't watch it themselves.
But as a brief synopsis, he goes up onto the stage, this guy. This will show you how great security is at RTE. Just walks up onto the stage and goes, "How are you, Pat?" And Pat Kenny obviously doesn't realise what's going on. "Oh, hello." And then he tries to say, "You're a bender," but he says, "You're a censor," because he's so drunk.
And he calls him and Pat Kenny
He goes,
insufferable arseholes.
Yeah, he goes, Gay Byrne and you are an insufferable arsehole. Like, but you can tell he's nearly pleased with himself that he's managed to get insufferable arseholes out. But and then he just shouts abuse for a while. And Pat Kenny, he doesn't.
He's just like, "Oh, thank you very much."
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, thank you. That's all now." And credit to the lads at RTE, they managed to cut away the video feed to the that little title card. Anyone who watched the Late Late Show for the competition.
Yeah.
So whatever stupid competition it was that week, but they just couldn't cut off the audio in time. So just before it went to ads, you can hear your man go, "You piece of shit," and it is absolutely perfect.
So that's what I myself.
I'd probably do so. I wouldn't go for Ryan Tuberty because he's a skinny man, but I'd say he's up for a scrap, right? But I wouldn't want to right hook off. He's like a fucking ninja, right? And he just uses all deadly like little moves. One tap on the nose and you're unconscious or something. Some fucking ninja shit like that.
So what would I go for? I would jump out of a plane without a parachute. Just jump out. Just not give a fuck. That would be the best. You just fly up however many thousands of feet, jump out. That would be the best thing.
Yeah, because it's a sensation you will never be able to see.
And then the second you hit the ground, you wake up in your bed.
Yeah. Unless the wounds were fatal, so that's kind of some...
If you're jumping out at 35,000 feet, you're gonna die. Like...
But if you could arrange to do it, if the clocks go... If it resets the day at 12, you could do it at like 11...
Yeah, 11
15,
o'clock.
11:59 or whatever, right? So just before you're about to hit the ground, and it's all over and done with.
No. But you want to kind of like backflip out of the airplane or something, Make it.
But you'd wonder. We don't really know a lot about biology. We don't do biology, but what happens if you just go jump straight out? You know?
Well, you'd be going so fast. Physics. Terminal velocity.
Yeah, but would your eyes come out, or would your hair fall off?
If you hit the floor, I think your bones would just break instantly.
Yeah, but on the way down, you're not going to worry when you...
On the way down, you'd be grand.
Once you hit the ground...
You put on some like goggles or something and you'd be grand.
Pair of swimming goggles.
Yeah. And I think we're getting a bit off topic here, but there's one thing left that I want to address about the film industry in general.
What's this?
Hollywood has no original ideas whatsoever anymore.
No, they ran out of them in about 1995, Mitch.
Yeah. Like, if you look at the top grossing films in 2015, there are 2 films that aren't a reboot, a sequel, or like a remake.
Really?
Yeah, you've got the only ones that aren't based on another film are The Martian and Inside Out. Like, what do you have up there? You have Star Wars Episode 7.
Yeah.
Jurassic World, Mad Max.
These are all examples of where they got past 2 sequels, they got out of hand.
I know Mad Max is good, but
I know, but
it's more of a
stop.
reboot. It's a reboot more than a sequel, really. Like, they're all more reboots, but still they're all based on another film, and they're really running out of good quality films.
Yeah, and then they don't seem to realise when they do an actual original film, people like it.
Yeah.
Like, Inside Out was the most critically acclaimed children's film this year.
Yeah, it was like 7th highest gross.
Yeah.
6th highest grossing film in
The Martian,
the world. Yeah.
mass critical acclaim, hugely popular.
It's based on a book, but the book isn't as popular as the film.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But like, they're clever people. They could probably come up with a new film. Like, has it just gotten to the stage where the studios are so big, they don't want to take any risks? First of all, the pool of actors they use is so small, because all the contracts they say you have to use some of the top 10 actors.
Even like, what's his name? Even like Ridley Scott, when he made his Noah, was it Noah's Ark? No, the other one, Moses. Yeah, he said himself, I can't be casting Mohammed so-and-so from so-and-so because no one will go to see the film. I have to cast Russell Crowe. I think it was Russell Crowe in that film.
Yeah, that's...
Anyway, but he, like...
But that's actually...
have to...
That's often why some of this has been brought up recently. That's why some of the actors are often, like, the wrong race. They have some guy from New Jersey playing an Egyptian or whatever it is, you know? It's because the studio go, look, we want...
Russell Crowe.
Yeah, no, we want, like, they have a list of, like, 15 actors. They will... Like, these are the ones people will know, people will come to see. And you can't have anybody else. And they go, they don't fit in the film. And they go, look, fuck you, make them fit in the film. You know? And they just want something that they know will work. They're like, oh, well, Mad Max is popular before. Let's make... How many sequels have they made? How many Mad Max films?
I don't know. But
4, 5?
The new one is actually proper good.
I know that,
it's different thing, different actors, different side effect. It's really good.
But
like, if you haven't seen it...
It's still Mad Max. Like,
it's still based on another...
Sooner or later, people will have to come... Like, they're going to have to get over it. Just come up with new ideas.
I mean...
It's... look. We won't worry about it too much. Because we are obviously the gods of the film world. Our critique of them now will obviously snap them into action. As you know. Anyway, I think that's all we have time for.
Yep. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you soon.
Find us on Facebook and Twitter, and what else are we on now?
We're
not on Google Plus. We're not that sad.
We want to possibly get this up on SoundCloud, maybe, but I don't know if that's going to work. But anyway, we'll see you soon.
Please remember to like and subscribe.
And I'll see you in the second outro of the day. And yep, goodbye.
And so we have reached the end of the 3rd episode of the In One Ear Out the Other podcast. Thank you very much for listening. There's a few more things I have to mention. One is a shout out to E-dubble for letting me use his music during the interludes, and then also a shout out to Solstice for letting me use their song Echoes now at the end of the podcast. Go check out both of their channels. They'll be down in the description. Tell them that I sent you. And yeah, thank you very much for listening. Goodbye, and enjoy the song. Goodbye.